78% of suicide rates worldwide are men. What can we do to help them? Don't expect men to be manly. We have worries, we have fears just like anyone else. Sometimes we don't want sex, we just want someone to hold us and tell us everything is going to be okay. The modern world shouldn't expect someone to be anything other than a contributing member of society, be it any way. Men like power and feeling looked up to, but like women and children, we need someone to love us and someone we can fall back onto. When a man, or even a woman, is shutting people out and isolating themselves, they need your love the most. I know this will get buried, but I hope someone can take something from this. An uncle-in-law shot himself to death this week. The guy was screaming for help and threatening to do it for days. He was 48. What are the options? If I was dealing with heavy depression and just wanted to talk to someone, where do I go? I've sought independent counselors and they usually turn out to be nutcases themselves. Seems like this just adds to the overall feeling of hopelessness. Treat their mental health seriously. When they are struggling with a problem, the only advice that is given to them to man up. Which, in my opinion, they have, and they just need actual help. Treat us like humans. I was sexually assaulted as a child and frequently tried to harm myself, but whenever I talked to someone about it they scoffed and said I was telling fibs. Semicolon. Edit. Thank you for all the kind words. Please, if you're thinking of hurting yourself, please seek help. Don't go it alone. Don't shame us for asking for help or appearing weak. Stop telling them to man up or grow a pair, because men suffer too. Hugs, compliments, and cuddles. Men does not get enough of these things. Not abandon your best friend of 10 years after he begged you for help. Fuck you, Sam. Compliment them, even if it's something small. Wow, that's a nice shirt. It looks good on you. Your hair looks nice today. A girl complimented my nose 4 years ago. Weird, I know, but I still remember that compliment. Provide more opportunities to form communities and activities that cater to different men's needs. A lot of us don't have friends or intimate platonic relationships, and we are in desperate need of that. We like hugs. Semicolon. Semicolon. Just hug PLS. I want a hug. Edit. Wow, that's a lot of hugs. Asterisk HUGS everyone who saw THIS asterisk. I can't count how many times I've tried to approach friends about what I'm going through and gotten cold fucking receptions. I've been ghosted by friends on more than one occasion for doing little more than having feelings. Men are meant to act like nothing ever bothers them at all, and so we end up bottling it up till it comes out in the worst ways. For me, it's often alcohol. Probably do something about the male homeless problem. Last stat I saw was around 85% of the homeless population was male. Kill us yourselves, that way the suicide rate is lower. Give us one compliment. Just one. A girl once said I had really pretty eyes. That shit was 7 years ago, and I remember it perfectly, because it's all I've gotten in 7 years. Allow men to express sorrow without shaming them, and instead supply support. The real men don't cry idea kills. Probably ease all of the pressure our society puts on men. We don't talk about the emotional toll of social pressure on men nearly enough. People's reaction to men that commit suicide. OMG, that's so tragic. If only he had gotten help. How could anyone think they're that alone? People's reaction to men on the verge of suicide. OMG, he's so creepy. He's such a downer. Stay away from him. He's such a freak. EWW. Can you imagine even living like that? Pathetic. What a loser. So cringe. It's pretty much this. Not turn them away when they tell us what they're struggling with. Oh my dog, this blew up. Anyway, I am so sorry to everyone who posted here sharing their cases of being turned down. I hope you all find someone who is gonna listen and help you destigmatize men talking about their feelings and thoughts. Work towards fixing the fact that most men have some form of depression. Stop assuming anyone concerned about men's issues is a misogynist. Actually listen to their problems and not yell at them and say you're a man, don't be such a wimp. Funding for mental health and understanding as a society. Easier said than done, especially in certain cultures. Stop overworking and underpaying them and putting unreasonable expectations on them. Emotional support is useless if it does not fix the problem. Let men show emotions without making fun of them or calling them babyish. And I'll be included soon because I'm so fucking tired and nothing works. Meds don't work. Therapy doesn't work. I thought being a workaholic would work, but it doesn't. My friend who has been given everything in his life told me to be grateful. Fuck him. He's had every opportunity in his life given to him. Legacy student despite his 2.5 GPA. Given a 70k job in rehab because a fellow junkie took pity on him. Maybe men kill themselves because, like me, they realize the system is rigged and that most have no fucking chance. US-centric response. So many responses are around supposed cultural insistence that men be tough or stoic. But over the last few decades there has been a huge cultural push to make it okay for men to be sensitive and share feelings. An American male is way more encouraged to express his feelings than he was in 2000, or 1990, or 1980. Has this correlated to a decrease in the male suicide rate? Is there an objective increase? Or is this all perception, based on increased information availability? Real questions. Obligatory. This will be USA-centric. Opioids, war-related PTSD, states that never recovered from the recession, traditionally male industries being automated or replaced, something that'll get even worse when self-driving trucks happen. Men are also allegedly more prone to attempt suicide in more violent ways, a gun vs some pills that you could throw up. The why isn't that baffling, but I'm worried it'll get worse as rural communities get left further and further behind. We can work to promote more blue-collar jobs, fight to make mental health care more accessible, and do more for people struggling with drugs, alcohol, and PTSD. But I'm not sure we will. Man here, with mental health experience. Here's a few things that would help. 1. No financial barriers to therapy. It's a net benefit to everyone if taxes are spent on free access to therapy. Even in my country of Canada I couldn't afford $150 an hour for therapy when I was suicidal. 2. Early education in personality psychology. There should be a course starting in 9th grade about the Big 5 personality model and how your idiosyncrasies as a person contribute to your mental health. Big change when I learned about this at the age of 30. 3. Stop with the patriarchy and man-hating nonsense. Most men are not in the 1%. It sucks when you're told you oppress people just by existing. Like dude, I'm $500 away from being homeless and have no friends. WTF are you even talking about? 4. Encourage positive male role models. We need good, wise, strong father figures to instill positive masculinity in our boys and young men so they don't fall prey to the dark side of masculinity. Father figures matter. There's so much to say, but that's all I've got. Change the world's culture and perception of mental health. Destigmatize men having actual emotions and make getting help for mental illness the social norm. A livable wage to be able to provide would be a good start. Murder me so I'm no longer part of that sad group. I don't think we should help people with committing suicide. I think a big part of it is we really don't ask how people are and ask what their struggles are. We just kind of assume. The other night my cousin, which is male, tried to kill himself and is still in the hospital. Nobody really knew he was struggling. Reminds me of the George Carlin bit. Women attempt suicide more often, but men succeed more often, so men are better at it. If women want to be truly equal, they have to start taking their own lives in greater numbers. Edit, link to bit. Left square bracket. Not mentally dude them for height, weight and dick size. Can I just say, this thread is so supportive. Everything here is exactly what I've been feeling, and knowing it isn't just me, just a white male, going through life, feeling like I'm not allowed any problems, because of my privilege. This is amazing to read. Act like spiritual and personal needs of the individual are more powerful and important than coin. That would be an excellent start.